Hi and welcome, it's Phil here. It's 12 o'clock UK time and I'm doing a live video all about how to be more relaxed and calm. If you watched the last video, which was all about creativity, you'll know that for the last few months I've been stuck in front of a screen doing my PhD. And one of the things that I noticed was that I wasn't doing the things that I tell everybody else to do, which is about managing your state. So states are what kind of state you're in right now, and is the state you're in the most useful for the thing that you're doing? And I noticed that wasn't happening for me, so I've just handed in one of my drafts of the PhD and I thought I should spend some time thinking about, okay, so what are we going to do? What am I going to do? What are you going to do to change our state? Hi Parina, good to see you. If you wave when you come online, then I'll wave back at you. So today I thought I'd talk about relaxation. I've decided one of the things to do, which I think is quite a useful thing to think about, is what if you, instead of having like a New Year's resolution, what if you decided each day to inhabit one particular state in that day? So on Monday I decided I was going to focus on creativity. I was going to constantly bring myself back to being in a state of creativity. Hi Dawn. And today I actually put in my diary, not only was I going to do this live video for you guys, but also today was going to be the state of, hi Jenny Marie, the state of being relaxed and calm. Now, can we maintain that state the whole way through the day? Probably not, stuff happens, but if we remember that is the state that we've decided to kind of view the day through, it allows us to kind of come back constantly to this is the state that we're going to experience the day through, almost like looking at it through a certain lens. What would it be like if you decided to join in with this, that today was the day you were going to be in a state of calm and relaxed about whatever turned up? What if that's the kind of the ground zero, the bedrock of how everything is going to be, independent of what comes in your day? Then you can predict that your day is going to be quite relaxed and calm. So the next question is, okay, so how do we become relaxed and calm? There's possibly another question we should ask, which is, what stops us from being relaxed and calm? So what kind of things stop us? Hi Augusta. What things stop us from becoming relaxed and calm? Well, a number of things. First of all, we get distracted by stuff that kind of spins us off our intended trajectory. There are a few cool things that will help you notice when you're not being calm. The first thing is your breathing. Just notice, check in with, right now, just check in with your breathing and just notice what's your breathing like. You know, are you breathing up here? Are you slowly breathing? Are you calmly breathing? Is it fast? Second thing to notice is, what's the speed of your voice like? Now, as I'm talking, my voice is relatively calm, but if I was to talk like this, you'd notice that I'd start to be faster. And if I was to talk like this, you'd know that I was becoming even more calm. And actually the voice is a really, really powerful way of helping you to notice when you're in the wrong state and to shift state. And I'll be doing a bit of work of that in a minute, because once we've looked at what stops us from being relaxed, we're going to then talk about how do we get even more relaxed. And I'm going to take you through a guided journey of becoming relaxed. So if you're watching this whilst you're operating machinery, you'll need to switch off the machinery or switch off the feed. But let's carry on. What else gets in the way of us being relaxed? Well, one of the things that keeps us from being relaxed is not only having a fast voice, but having fast thoughts. So if you notice yourself thinking fast, which is a sign of being very smart, and in fact smart people are much more prone to anxiety and all sorts of other stuff because they have a very, very rapid speed of thinking, then we need to learn equally how to slow down the way that our brain thinks. Again, how do we do that? Well, we can do that in a number of ways. One is becoming aware of it and just gently slowing it down. And the other one, thank you Jenny for noticing my garden at the back. And the other thing to do is to start to recall times when you have been deeply relaxed. Now we've got a few people watching live. I know more people will be watching this on catch up. It seems to be at least 1,000 each time, if not 2,000 or 3,000. But for those guys who are here watching live, one of the things I'd like you to do to think about is what for you is a really, really relaxing moment in your life. If you were to kind of have a top 5, hi Samantha, have a top 5 of times for you that just recalling them just makes that really nice, calm, relaxing feeling come, then what would it be? If you just pop them up on the feed, then I'll be able to include them in the description of what makes for relaxation. Very often when people have got stuck, hi Fee, have got stuck into a real sense of being stressed and anxious for a while, then there's a change. Parina saying being on holiday and floating in a swimming pool. Hi Orsa too. When we get stuck into being anxious and stressed, there's a change that happens in our brain. Not only do we change our hormones, we also change our neurotransmitters. And as those of you who've done the lightning process or any of my work in NLP know, with neuroplasticity, what happens is the pathways of stress become easier and easier and easier to fire the gap between those two pathways. So if you're used to being stressed or anxious, then you probably won't be very familiar with memories of relaxation. So one of the ways of getting relaxed is to recall and re-immerse yourself in the feelings of being relaxed. But if you haven't done it for a while, it can be quite tricky. In fact, somebody asked me the other day, they said they'd done the lightning process for anxiety and they hadn't been able to get the changes they want. And the reason was that they just couldn't remember a time when they were relaxed because their brain was so full, the storehouse of their brain was so full of stressful memories. Now actually everybody does have times when they're relaxed. Jenny Marie's just said walking in the woods and smelling the fresh air. Excellent. We all have times when you're relaxed, but they can get kind of suffocated by all the other times if a lot of the other times are stressed, and we have to pick them out and focus on the things that we want. So we've got some examples here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to help you into some of these experiences. We may take some of the examples that people have given, just as it's quite nice to have other people's memories. So if somebody's just walking in the woods, you know, smelling the fresh air, then or floating in a swimming pool on holiday, then for many of us, as soon as somebody says that, we think, oh yeah, I like that too. And we've forgotten that even existed in our life because we're so focused on the things we're stressed about. So the more ideas you have about for you what is relaxing, and if you put them up on the feed, we can share that with other people. And it will spark the neurology. Hi Anne. Spark the neurology of those times for you. So if somebody says, oh, I'm going to, you know, I remember when I was a kid, when one of my kids was really small, I had to go and pick up his mum from a course, and it was late at night. I took him with me, and it was in Highbury Fields, if you know it, in London. And he was about 3, and there was a circus on the fields, and we went up to the circus and we just peeked open, pulled a little bit of the circus tent apart. We could see inside. You could see the kind of amazingness of the lights and the trapeze artist. And you kind of think, oh, I bet that memory will stand along, you know, that dark night and the magic happening inside. And so as soon as somebody mentions anything, it will take you back to a memory that you have that's related to it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take you, first of all, I'm going to take you on a guided journey. We're going to go in the woods, smelling the fresh air. That sounds like a great thing to do. So I'm going to take you on that journey. Unless for any reason that you don't like woods, in which case go somewhere else. Also said recovering from major surgery, and it's been amazing to use the lightning process and NLP to transform the pain and discomfort. Fantastic. Wow, fantastic. So I'm going to take you on a walk through the woods, and what I'd like you to do is notice a few things. I'd like you to notice the speed of my voice particularly, because when you can listen to this many times, so that'd be quite useful for you. And also, if you're interested, there's a couple of videos I've done on YouTube which are all about becoming really relaxed. There's one with snow, and there's one looking out of this window of just the wind blowing the fronds of one of these trees. Check them out on YouTube. They're very, very popular. The colour green makes Monica. Hi, Monica. Very, very calm. So I'm going to take you on a walk through the woods. And as you go on that lovely walk, what I'd like you to do, as I say, is notice the sound of my voice, the tone of my voice, because when you do this for yourself, you want to have everything be calm And there are certain things that increase calm. One is the speed at which you do things. The second is the tone, the tonality and the rhythm. And we often find this when people are trying to get to sleep, they do this wrong. They go, come on, get to sleep. What's the matter with you? Now, of course, those kind of ways of talking are not going to encourage sleep. They're going to encourage adrenaline spikes, and that's going to make people stay awake. So instead, we need to teach you, or remind yourself of speaking really, really slow. So if it's safe and comfortable for you to do, and if you want to close your eyes, that's fine. I can't see you anyway, so I won't know whether you are or not. But I'd like you to just take a few moments to listening to the... Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Is in Australia. Ready for sleep. So what I'd like to do is just take a few moments. Just first of all tune in to your breathing. As you notice your breath in and out in the space and time that it's in, just allow everything to start to slow down, and then begin the enjoyable process of joining me in your mind on a walk, beautiful, wonderful woods. As you do, taking yourself back to a memory you have of being in the woods that's relaxing, or building one if you don't have one. Start to become aware of the colours and the shapes, the shades and the way the light falls. Breathing in the sense of being here. Noticing what it feels like. How your body feels as you move gently through the woods. Inhaling deeply the aromas and scents and smells. And as you do, you can become more aware of some particular aspects that really enhance your feeling of deeper and deeper relaxation. It may be that you notice things that are near to you, or maybe things slightly further away in the distance that just seem to immerse your whole experience even more and more deeply. And there are many times, of course, aren't there, where we can even more deeply connect to these feelings, just allowing them to flow through our being. And as we allow ourselves to feel these feelings of relaxation flowing through every single part of us, we may also become more aware of some other really nice sensations and feelings and experiences that accompany it. Some people notice when they're in nature, they get a deep sense of connection, a sense of their place, a sense of how it all fits together. Other people develop a sense of knowing who they are and what's important for them. I remember once I was interviewed about a journey I took through the desert in America. And I was talking about how wherever you are, when you think about it, you're connected to every other part of the world. So as I sit here, sofa that I'm sitting on, it's in contact with the floor, it's in contact with the foundations of the building that go deep into the ground. And that ground is continuous all the way across the country. And even when it reaches the sea, the ground floats down to where the seabed is and stretches either down towards the continent of Europe, across towards Scandinavia, maybe off towards America, or maybe up over the top of the world, on the other side of the Arctic Circle, Russia. But every single part of the world really is connected. And then you think about all the things that are connected to those other parts of the world, people that you care about, beautiful forests, lush grasslands, still blue lakes, mountain peaks glistening with snow, all of it is connected. And so as you allow yourself to breathe in these feelings, learning the important things for you today, remembering how when we began we said, what would it be like to bring yourself back to this feeling of relaxation, this feeling of calmness, every moment today, just either by remembering me talking about some particular aspect of this conversation, allows you to reconnect with these feelings. Or maybe you choose to re-watch this video, knowing that each time you do, the brain will just gently, softly and easily settle and calm. And so as you bring these feelings back with you into the room, thinking about where today this will be even more useful to have, you can drop me a line on here, just at the bottom of the video, just saying how this has made a difference today. Because today there will be some moments when, by being in this calmer, more relaxed state, everything would just be so much easier and simple. So I hope you found that useful. Some people said hi to Amanda, Celia, and Karina said thanks for the videos, she's missed them. When I've been doing my PhD, I've just had to be doing my PhD. So hopefully it'll do some good in the world somewhere, but probably not as great as spending time doing this. Fee said, 4 amazing years today since our lives changed forever. Phil, when we completed the day 3 of the lightning process, was that 4 years ago? Also says thanks. Great to see you guys. Do leave messages on the bottom of this. The more actually interesting and the more messages you leave, the more it raises in the Facebook feed and more people will see it. So you're helping everybody out just by saying thanks. It's the way the world works now. Great to see you. I'll be doing another one possibly Friday. If not, then hopefully next week. You take care now. Bye bye.